This is Mark Bell from SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. I bet you weren't prepared for that that I just threw out, but that was the website that Jim McD and I had, and that's where you saw a lot of these great videos. This video I'm going to share with you today is from 2008. This is the fat, fluffy Mark Bell that you all fell in love with. I'm going to be hitting up some big squats, some big benches, and some mediocre deadlifts. So let's go to the videotape here and check it out. Here I am setting up with bands, and more bands on the bar. There's, man, I can't remember exactly how much band tension there was, but almost every band we have in the gym. And then we wrapped it around this other thing to make it even, give it more tension. But the bands were literally fling you down towards the ground. I got 600 pounds on the bar, plus what I would estimate out to be about 300 pounds in band tension. And back then, a lot of times, I'm just trying to make these weights whatever way I could. A lot of this training was in preparation for some pro meets that I started doing at the time. I was really excited about them, and I wanted to give my best effort and try to lift the most amount of weight, so I'd just go absolutely nuts in almost each and every training session. Here we are with 700 pounds on the bar now, and you can see I just went like hell, and it ended up hurting like hell. I missed the lift, needed some assistance getting back into the rack. But lifting with that kind of band tension was pretty crazy. You couldn't even hardly unrack the weight. I'm sorry, you couldn't even unrack the bands, much less unrack the bands when it had weight on them. The tension was that great. It was pretty wild. Here I am on the bench with 765 pounds off of 2 boards. This is very routine for me to just throw on some big weights and get after it in the bench shirt. And I think one of the things that made me more proficient in the bench shirt than most others was I never gave up. And you're going to see a prime example of that right here. This second right here, this bench right here takes about 20 seconds, 30 seconds. You can eat a sandwich in the time it takes me just to get the weight down to that board. You see we got Dick Lickerson holding the boards. You got Kara Weston watching in the background, Juan Laiha with the spot, and also Big Roy. Some ST originals. I know you guys remember a lot of those names. Wasn't able to get that one either. A lot of the geared training was like this. It was frustrating. There I'm chalking up my balls. A lot of the geared training was kind of frustrating. You would miss attempts here and there because it was so finicky. It was much more challenging than raw powerlifting. I know I've said before that geared powerlifting is way harder than raw powerlifting, and people would get upset, but I just meant from like a technical standpoint. If anything was off when you're wearing your powerlifting gear, you could end up severely hurt. The amount of weights that we were using were greater than a lot of the weights that are used today. And then here I am banging out a 675 pull. You know, when you make one mistake with 1,085 on your back, then things can be quite detrimental. Here we got Treston Scholl going for the camel toe deadlift. He's a true hustler, as you can see by the shirt he's wearing right there. Look at those dad legs he's got going on. Those are the palest legs in the history of the world. He's got his balls split in half because he's got the belt so high and his shorts are so high. I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, this time in my life was a lot of fun. This is how I built a brand, if you want to call it that. This was my version of ROI. Way back in 2008, busting out all these tough lifts. And that is it from SuperTraining.tv and Super Training Gym. Catch y'all later.